Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is Wade into Wealth as we make our way through the holiday season, getting ready to wrap the year up. And last year at this time, we were saying, thank goodness, 2020 is almost done. And yet here we are, 2021, looking somewhat familiar to the end of 2020 in terms of the general state of things.
We have a little less hair.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a trend that's just likely to continue. And we're going to talk about predictions today and market predictions for the coming year. And I think I would feel significantly more comfortable making a prediction about the status of my hair next year than I would about anything investment-wise. Likely to be less, likely to be thinner. And I'm okay with that. I'm cool.
Like more on your face, less on your head?
Yeah. I'm good with that. So, that's it. So
my prediction for the stock market, probably go up and down.
Yes.
Along the way throughout the next year.
Well, there's one.
That's a good one.
I was just looking and it said, I can't remember where it was from. It said stock market likely to boom/bust in 2022. And I thought, yep, they nailed it.
Yeah, I'm very similar to mine. Likely to go up and down.
It's funny when someone will ask, well, what do you think the stock market's going to go up or down? Yes.
Well, I mean,
the answer is always yes.
In the short term, it doesn't matter.
Do you think it's going to go up or down? Yes, it will.
Yeah.
It will do one of those.
Yeah.
And
one of the questions I get, what do you think the market's going to do in the short term? No one knows.
No idea.
Not even going to try to fathom a guess.
No idea. And so that's where I think that's where we should dive in, because this is something around this time of year, a lot of people do it. You can just Google stock market prediction, and there are pages and pages and pages of stock market predictions for the coming year.
Yep.
The reality is, if you were to print that out on a piece of paper, those predictions, toilet paper.
Well, they're a guess.
Toilet paper. They're a guess. Complete guess. There's no way to know. And
it's like going into your doctor's office, giving him a couple of the symptoms you're experiencing and asking him or her, what's going on?
Right.
They're probably not going to guess.
Right.
They're not going to guess at a treatment plan. They're going to do your blood work, look at everything that's going on, and prescribe you with medication to accommodate what you're trying to achieve and to get the goals and the outcome that you're looking for.
Yeah, you don't go into your doctor and say, how am I going to be feeling in 6 months?
What's my cholesterol going to be in 6 months?
Right. Nope.
Don't know.
Don't know. But there's some tests we can do and perhaps some lifestyle changes you can make.
Yep.
And so I got this idea. There are studies that have been done that show the most accurate way to predict the stock market. And I'll just pause here so you can write this down and get ready to invest based entirely on this historical data, which is fairly accurate.
Let me grab my pen.
Grab your pen. There you go. It's right in front of you.
I'll leave it right there.
So if you were to go take a look at the stock market returns, the most accurate prediction that one can give for the upcoming year would be the average historical return for every year up to this point.
That seems kind of obvious.
It does. And the reason is that if you take those average returns and compare that to what the top 20 to 25 Wall Street firms have put out over time in predictions of what they expect the market to do, the historical average is overwhelmingly more accurate in terms of predicting market returns.
You mean that statistical analysis with a long-standing number of data points is more accurate than a guess?
Yes.
That's a shock.
It's a shock, but almost everyone does this.
Well, yeah, CNBC needs it.
They do.
Without those predictions, what are they going to do?
CNBC needs to do it, and this is the key. Places need to put out content.
Yeah,
the Wall Street Journal, CNBC, they all need to put out content. But the reality,
I bet that article of the stock market's going to boom/bust was off the charts in terms of the number of readers.
Yeah.
But an article that says market's going to go down 10% next year, that's going to get more looks and more clicks.
Right. Some of the predictions last year around this time, I went back and took a few minutes to look and circle around some various firms and companies that made predictions. One said that the stock market in 2021, so this is from late 2020, likely difficult to replicate the strong returns of 2020. S&P 500 returned about 16%, a little over 16% in 2020. Year to date, it's up over 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So it was difficult to replicate those returns. In fact, those returns, barring something unforeseen the last week and a half of the year,
It could happen. It definitely could happen.
it certainly could happen. However, that prediction, fairly wrong. Another one said 2021 likely to be bumpier than you think. There have been parts of volatility throughout the year.
We had a stretch where I think it was just leading up until September where almost every month was positive.
Yes.
You know, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure September was the first month. I mean, maybe there was some modest readjustments there.
Was a
but
good
September
run.
was a meaningful
Yeah.
one where people noticed that in their account statements that they
Yeah.
got. And we were kind of lured into the idea, well, market only goes up. That is not the case.
No, it's not. It is not the case.
Never has been the case, and it never will be the case.
But it's also not the case that it can be accurately predicted when the market's going to stop going up.
That's right.
And that's where I'll hear, well, this can't last forever. Yeah, that's true. It can't, and it won't. It'll change.
But the probability of the market 10 years from now being higher than it is today is probably exceedingly high.
Significantly higher. Yeah. If you look at the probabilities of investing in investing, and this is with good quality investments, on a day, over one day, you've got a 50-50 chance of making money. Over 5 years, you have a chance over 80% of making money. Over 10 years, if you look through this throughout the course of history, 100% chance. It has been shown over all these time periods of having investments be profitable. What are the keys to that?
Discipline, not guessing, not buying into predictions, and owning good stuff.
Patience, quality, time.
Yep.
That's it. And it's not that exciting. It's also not what gets people to click on a story and read it.
No, but it's just like when your doctor tells you want to get your cholesterol down.
Right.
You need to lose a couple pounds. So you can either take, I don't know, the only one that comes to mind is Hydroxycut for some reason. You can take Hydroxycut.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it works, but once you stop taking it and you get back to a normal lifestyle, you're going to put the weight back on, and it's not healthy. Or your doctor will tell you eat lean proteins or no meat if you're vegan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and do some light exercise. And you're going to lose weight over time. It's not appealing. Very few people are going to click on that article. They're going to look at the one that says lose 10 pounds in 10 days.
Yeah.
But it's not appealing. But the reality is it works. It's proven, it's tested, and it works. And there's very little sizzle to it. Investing is the same thing. There's always a new idea that'll make you a millionaire overnight. Go to the casino. Odds of that happening are probably about the same.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. We're not saying it can't happen. It can happen.
Right.
But is it a proven, repeatable process? Absolutely not. Discipline, patience, and quality, and time, those are the keys to success. There's no sizzle with them because it doesn't happen overnight. But it's a process that we're very confident in that we know works.
We've seen it work.
Mm-hmm. Clients have seen it work.
Yeah, clients have seen it work. There is an overwhelming amount of data, information, and history that backs that up. It's just not exciting. Nobody ever says, and this is a time of year a lot of people struggle with, the holidays. All right, there's a ton of food everywhere. It's not the best food, and everyone starts to, not everyone, but people tend to start feeling somewhat crappy about themselves with all the food they've eaten, and you think, oh, geez, I'd really like to make a change. And so you set your New Year's resolution, and you try to make a change. The reality is, if you look at it and say, I want to be healthier in the upcoming year, and these are the steps I want to take to be healthier, the odds of you having success, if you've laid out a plan, maybe have spoken with someone, a trainer, a dietitian, or someone, the odds of you having success are significantly higher than someone who just says, oh, I want to lose weight as fast as I can.
Right.
Short term, maybe that works. Long term, not sustainable. And investing's the same way. This is not rocket science.
No, it's
We're not that smart.
Nope, we're not geniuses.
So, yeah, I think that's I know we sound like a broken record with this sometimes.
Yeah, but it works.
But it works.
It works. And it's always the reason why we sound like broken records is because it's much easier said than done. Mm-hmm. When the crap's hitting the fan and the market's going down 30%, now when the market's had some good years, it's a lot easier to say you got to ride through those tough times. Mm-hmm. When you're in the middle of it, it's a lot more difficult to do that. And so I think one of the greatest values that we provide people is that when everything's going well,
Yep.
to help stay grounded and to remember that there's going to be tough times ahead. And you should set your expectations now that those times will happen. And while you're thinking rationally, come up with a plan for yourself.
Yep.
Come up with a plan with an advisor, someone who you trust, to look and say, we know that this is what we need to do when times get tough, and I could use your help to get me through that. And just remind me of, while I'm rational and thinking of things in the way without as much emotion, that all of a sudden when the market goes down 30%, I can come back to these thoughts from when I was being very rational.
Yep.
And help avoid that catastrophic mistake that is based solely on emotions and not objectivity. So we're broken records with a reason, because we all need to hear this. We all need to be reminded of it, especially when the market keeps going up, that there will be tough times. And the most important part to your plan is to not succumb to those tough times and abandon the ship at the bottom of the sea.
I've heard it referred to as a premortem. When something goes wrong and afterwards you look at what happened and why, that's the postmortem.
Mm-hmm.
The premortem is before it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Looking at that, and I think that's something that is really important, because then what our role can be is to almost mirror what you yourself said when you were in a more rational state of mind.
Right.
When we talked about this 5 or 6 months ago, we knew this would happen at some point, and we said we're not going to get emotional. We're not going to make rational decisions. We're going to look back at our plan and see if anything has changed. If nothing's changed, we stay the course.
Yep.
And that's it. And that's where flying by the seat of predictions and making decisions based on that is of very, very little value. It's actually of significantly higher risk. Because the reality is, in any given year, there's probably 3 or 4 days that an investment decision that you make can have a significant impact on how your investments do over the course of years.
Yeah, and they usually come after the most volatile days.
Right.
Yeah, when your emotions are riding high.
Right.
Yep.
So, some food for thought. Hey, Christmas is coming within the next few days. Always a big fan. I wanted to do this at the beginning of the episode, but we just dove right into the podcast. So I'm curious, though, because I did enjoy hearing about your Christmas presents past and what you enjoyed. Favorite holiday or Christmas movie? I'm curious as to your thoughts.
Hands down, Home Alone.
Oh.
Yep.
Why?
I think that was just a movie I always loved. You and like Mom and Dad would always put, what's that movie that's on 24 hours straight?
A Christmas Story.
Yeah, that to me, Christmas Story doesn't do too much.
Yeah.
Home Alone, I loved it. I just loved it. I don't know what it was. It was the how everything about that movie. I was a big fan.
It's a classic movie.
Yeah.
We watched that over the weekend, and I said to Liz, I go, it's funny, as a kid, this movie's hysterical. As an adult, I'm watching it and just thinking, oh, that would never happen. That could never happen.
Yeah. Brenda and I were watching that the other night, maybe like half of it, and it was the scene where the cop is giving Kevin stole the toothbrush from the store, and he runs out, and there's a police officer writing a ticket, and the boy from the store comes out, and thief,
shoplifter,
shoplifter, and the cop just stops what he's doing to go chase after Kevin, who stole a toothbrush.
Son, you have to pay for that. You have to pay for that, son. Herb. Yeah. Classic scene.
The whole movie is, I mean, as a kid, it was great. I loved it. And I think, that's my favorite movie. But in terms of some of the things I love, like I think a case could be made for me that usually it would be Christmas Eve when Dad would pull out the tapes from the drawers underneath the entertainment center to put into the VCR.
Yes.
Our kids will be blown away that
the VHS that said Christmas shows on it.
Yeah, and it had like Family Matters and Boy Meets World and Step by Step, and those when
TGIF.
When I watch those, those really make me feel like like a kid on Christmas again, because I can still see all the episodes, and Those, I think, bring back some of the most Christmas memories that I had, more so than Home Alone. Home Alone's my favorite Christmas movie, but if given a choice between watching those shows that we used to watch with Mom and Dad when we were younger or watching Home Alone,
Sure.
I'd watch those shows for sure.
Gotcha. Point taken.
How about your favorite Christmas movie?
So I love It's a Wonderful Life. I love that movie, and that's become as an adult just because I enjoy the story behind it. I enjoy the idea that we often think about our lives in ways that we don't give enough attention to the fact that how we can improve the quality of others' lives.
Well, look
and
at
the
you.
story of redemption in that.
Look
I
at
love
you.
that, but that is, I would say, that's a movie I just truly enjoy watching. But National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, to me,
Bookends.
Takes-
Talk about real bookends. That is
really
one
are.
barbell strategy
They
you
really
have
are.
there. Those couldn't
They really
be
are.
further
And everything
polar
else-
opposites.
Everything else is in the middle. But Christmas Vacation is just one of the best movies because there's so many lines from that movie that you can,
I feel bad for your wife having to watch that movie with you.
Yeah.
I could just hear you quoting pretty much every line of the movie.
We watched that this year, and it was a major exercise in self-control to not do that because I thought,
But did you do it?
I still did, but not to the degree that I could have or wanted to. But then I realized this probably really is taking away from Liz's viewing experience.
And the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot how much the language in that is not
I did not.
appropriate for children.
I did not at all. I was surprised, but hey, it is a from the Wade family Christmas. That is for sure one of the classics that we would always watch with Mom and Dad. Every year, you can count on we'd be watching National Lampoon's Family Vacation.
When we were older, as we'd gotten older, we didn't watch it when we were younger.
No, we didn't watch it as kids.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
There's so many.
Yeah,
I'm not even
there
going to
really
go down
is.
that rabbit
There
hole.
really
It's a
is.
great movie. I haven't seen it in a couple of years. I tried getting Brenna to watch it. She watched about 10 minutes.
Clark, those little lights aren't twinkling. I know, Ed, and thanks for noticing.
Grace, she died 30 years
It's a
ago.
classic line. It's a classic line.
Says the pledge.
So, yeah. Well, listen. Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoy the holiday season. We will be back to wrap up the year next week, and then we go rolling on into 2022. Make sure to brush up on all those market predictions for the coming year because
Just put them on your toilet paper.
they're all crap. There you have it. All right.
There you go.
Thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you soon.